Hello everyone to tonight's edition of Dead Talk Live. I'm your host Viz from Walking Dead Now. Our broadcast tonight and every night is simultaneously live streamed to YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter starting 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time daily. I want to welcome our first-time viewers. We hope you can stay with us for the next hour and participate in our viewer interactive show. And a very big thank you to all our regular viewers. I'm glad all of you are here with me tonight. If you haven't already done so, we ask that if you enjoy our show as well as our custom videos, that you go on over to YouTube and subscribe to our channel, which is called Walking Dead Now. For more information on our show, please visit our brand new website located at deadtalklive.com. Again, that is deadtalklive.com. As always, our producer Marko is going to be handling the text chatting, and I will be talking to you guys on the air. I see all you guys, all the familiar faces joining us in the room. I want to thank all you guys for coming in. Let me bring up some of my little tricks here. I want to bring up our contact information. And I lost my chat screen. So if you guys give me 1 second here, I'll bring that up. Of course, this is live. So of course, this is going to happen when you go live. Anyway, here we go. Hard Productions. Hey, Sazchik, how are you doing? Summer is with us on Twitter. Nicholas, hello. On Instagram, we have Ismail. We have a lot of new names joining us on Instagram. I want to welcome everybody to our show tonight. And if you guys noticed, in the last 24 hours, I posted two new, well, they're not new, but two webisodes from The Walking Dead called Torn Apart and Cold Storage. And that is what we are going to be talking about tonight, because I have two glaring questions after watching those two very fascinating webisodes, and I will get to those in a second. And if you guys can hear in the background, that's my dog barking. Of all times that he starts to bark is right now, so I apologize for that. Anyway, going back to the webisodes, I released today Torn Apart and Cold Storage. There is also a third one. And the third one is called The Oath. I just did not have enough time to post that, but I will be posting it tonight, sometime after the show. So depending on where in the world you are, you might be watching it later tonight or watching it sometime tomorrow during the day. I think they were fascinating. I loved them. And we get to find out the story of the half-torso lady that Rick comes across in the series premiere. Hard Productions writes Cold Storage was really good. It was really, really good. We got to find the background of the family albums, the Grimes family albums, which I do have a question about. And I'm going to see what your guys' take on it is. I really like Torn Apart as well. I really like that one. So we'll get to those in a minute here. First off, little tidbit question. This is not a contest question, but just a little tidbit question. Do any of you guys remember who had the grenade that the group used to blast their way out of the CDC in season 1? This is not a trivia question, no prize. Just a little, trying to pique your little trivia minds and see if Karl. There you go. Nicholas on YouTube answers Karl. You are absolutely correct. Saz, Karl. Hard Productions, Karl. Yep. Carter Lawrence on YouTube, Karl. Yes, you guys are all correct. That was an easy one. And a question like that would never be in our trivia contest, because it is way too easy. Ismail, right? Rick the zombie in the tank. No. Carta Splaron. Sorry, I screwed that up. Carter's Plaron is giving us a big love face on Instagram. Hey Carter's, how you doing? Thank you for joining us on Instagram. I want to welcome everybody. So yeah, that was a very, very easy tidbit question. Some side news here. You guys all remember the Scream movies. Some of you might not. But anyway, they're actually rebooting them. in the big screen format. David Arquette will be coming back to renew his role as Dewey Riley from the originals. And that's all the information we have for right now. But if we do have any Scream fans out there, it's coming back to the movies. It went from the movies to an MTV show, now going back to the movies. So Ismail writes, why no, WDYM? Are you having a conversation with someone else, Ismail? Because I thought you were talking to me. That's Ismail on Instagram. So anyway, for all of you that follow our social media, you know that we're premiering a new action figure today in our daily trivia contest, which starts at about 30 minutes into the show. And, it goes to the end. And whoever calls in first with the right answer gets their pick of which action figure they want. And for those that have been following us, you guys know that today, where is he? There we go. We released Shane Walsh. Shane Walsh is up for grabs today in our trivia. Ismail writes, sorry, that doesn't look like Shane at all. Come on. I like this action figure. I really do. Because I can see how you can say it's not Shane. But it's the Shane version that we saw in season 1. Okay? Not the shaved head, I just killed somebody named Otis Shane. It's the Shane, the protector of the group before Rick came along from season 1. I think it's a great action figure. It doesn't come with a lot of the bells and whistles that, the other ones come with. Like, it doesn't come with, replaceable hairstyles. Like, the Governor action figure, which has replaceable face. You can get the two-eyed Governor or the one-eyed patch Governor. This is a very simple action figure, but I like it because of its simplicity. And we have a lot more coming your way. And going back to the webisodes, I was actually pleasantly surprised. I thought I was limited on Instagram to just 15-minute IGTV videos. At least I was a month ago. But I guess they gave me their seal of approval. Instagram did, and they raised my limit up to 1 hour for IGTV. That's the Instagram TV. And I think that's pretty kick-ass. And to also let you guys know, I also did apply a couple of weeks ago to get verified on Instagram. That's when you get that little blue check mark next to your name. I kind of do want that, and a part of me doesn't want that. The part of me that doesn't want that is because everybody's going to think I'm a celebrity. And I'm not a celebrity. I'm not a celebrity. So I'm sort of dreading if I do get that, if they do verify me. I send them my driver's license. I sent them everything short of a blood sample. And TWD Soul writes, to me, you are. Well, thank you, TWD Soul. Thank you very much. That means a lot. So part of me is dreading if I do get that blue check mark next to my name on Instagram, I'm going to have to spend all day answering who are you questions. And I'm like, I'm nobody. I'm just a Walking Dead fan just like you guys. So, I don't know. Whichever way it goes, whether they approve me or not, I'll accept it. No big deal there. I see a lot of people on Instagram joining us. Are you guys there? Not a whole lot of conversation. Somebody's coming into the room on Instagram every second. You guys got to join the conversation here. Summer writes, you are to me as well. Well, thank you, Summer. Thank you to all you guys. So, moving on. Going back to tonight's trivia, we're going to add a little twist to it. And that's all I'm going to say. If you've been watching our show for a while now, you know the format, you know how it goes. But tonight we're going to add a little bit of a twist. And you have to wait another 20 minutes or so to find out what that twist is. But I think it's going to be cool. It's going to be refreshing, stir it up a little bit, TWD Soul writes, who do you think will die? Do you mean in the season finale? If you do mean the season finale, I am pretty sure Father Gabriel is going to die. Ismail on Instagram writes, oh really? Yep, Ismail, we're adding a twist to tonight's trivia. We are. You just have to wait and find out what it is. So, TWD Soul on YouTube, I think Carter Lawrence writes, I think Jerry will die. Yeah, that's a very big possibility. I put that at about 60 to 70% that we're going to lose Jerry. I put Gabriel at about 90 to 95% that we're going to lose Father Gabriel. And I think Father Gabriel is going to leave this show in the complete opposite fashion of how we met him. We met him a coward. If you guys remember, on top of that rock, save me, save me, save me. And I think he's going to go out a true hero. And it's going to complete his character arc. Marko writes, how many kids does he have now? Jerry, I mean. He just has that one. With the Hilltop lady. What's her name? I forget her name. But yeah, he just has that one. And I lost my Instagram here, so let me go back into that. Instagram is giving me problems tonight. So anyway, Jerry has that one kid, Nabila, Saz. And Saz says she thinks he has 3 kids. And the name of his wife on the show is Nabila. I love her. She's a great character. So, Marko writes he has a bunch. Yeah, Saz says 3. He has 3 kids. Nabila. That's why I love talking to you guys. You guys have all the stuff that I don't remember. So, going back to our trivia, yeah, we're adding a twist. Please remember that in order to participate in tonight's trivia, let me bring up the number again. You need to call in your answer. Chatting in your answer does not count, and you'll just probably end up giving away the right answer to somebody else. Our phone lines are open. They're always open. They're open from the start of the show to the end of the show. You can call us at any time. In fact, I encourage it. I don't want this to be a 1-hour monologue of just me talking. I want to hear, I want to have an actual phone conversation with you guys on the phone, as well as chatting with you. The number, if you're inside the United States, is 718-509-9270. You can use any kind of phone you want. Just regular calling rates apply. If you're outside the U.S., you can use Skype. Just search for our name on Skype. It's Walking Dead Now. The last time I checked, we are the only ones with that name. Our logo is the round Walking Dead videos, so you can't miss us. Find us on Skype. If you're international, add us to your favorites so you don't have to go searching for us again. So that's how you participate in our daily trivia giveaway. And for those who are joining us for the first time, I just showed a couple of the action figures. You've seen Shane, you've seen Bungee Walker, and we also have Gareth from Terminus. We have the Governor with his replaceable face, 2-eyed Governor or 1-eyed Governor. We have Glenn was spoken for, and I did remove him, but that picture is not showing up. So Glenn is not available anymore, guys. That should not be there. So I apologize for that. Beth and Gas Mask Riot Gear Zombie. So Beth, Gas Mask Riot Gear Zombie, Gareth, the Governor, Bungee Walker, and today we introduced Shane Walsh. Shane, the man that Rick had to kill. He was either kill or be killed, and Rick took him out. Anyone who is celebrating a birthday today, we're getting to this whole birthday thing, and we've had a lot of birthdays recently. Anyone that's celebrating a birthday today, please step forward and let us know so we could all wish you a happy birthday. Or if your birthday is coming up in the next several days, just let us know. We'd like to wish you a happy birthday. Good morning, Warlock. That's right. You're on the opposite end of the world. It is morning for you. For us, for me here, it's 9:46 p.m. Amari Taylor on YouTube is joining us and says, talk about the Walking Dead game, seasons 1 through 4. Amari, I would like to talk about the Walking Dead games. I've never played them. I know there's a whole bunch of them out there. The one I keep reading about is called, Saints and Sinners, but I know there's a Walking Dead game season 1, season 2, season 3, season 4. I would love to have the time. And I asked yesterday for recommendations, Amari. So Amari, if I asked you, just give me one, just to try it out, which one would you recommend? Baxter Boy 156 is joining us on YouTube with I Love the Walking Dead. That's awesome, Baxter Boy 156. We all love the Walking Dead. Lifting Fit Journey is joining us from Kuwait. Hey, Lifting Fit, how are you doing, buddy? Warlock writes, no, you will love to play The Walking Dead Survival Instinct. Okay, maybe I should not have asked that question because everybody's going to give me their all different kinds of opinion. Let's see if you guys can come up with a consensus for me to try out one Walking Dead game. I haven't played a Walking Dead game in many years. Many years. On the Xbox 360, I forgot the title of it. I played it, I loved it. I have not played another Walking Dead game since. So, if I do get a free moment, I would love to try one out. But there's so many of them out there, it's like, where do I start? Amari Taylor writes, Episode 1 from Season 1. It's a great introduction for the whole series. Okay, Amari. Also writes, you will fall in love with the characters. All right, Amari, I'll give that a chance. Like I said, as soon as I have a moment, which, I don't know, will come eventually, I do want to try those out. I'm glad you're doing well, Lifting Fit Journey on Instagram. So, let's move on to today's topic, okay? I want to spend some time on this. I want to talk about these webisodes, okay? I love them. I touched on them briefly in the announcements part. If you guys want to call in, please do. The number is right there on top of the chat screen. It's 718-509-9270. I want to hear your opinion. I want to get your guys' take. Because like I said, I have two burning questions that came, one from each of those webisodes. Okay? And the first one is, in Torn Apart, that's where Rick, we get the backstory to the half-torso lady that Rick encountered soon after he left the hospital. And the burning question for me in that one is when the stepmother, in the beginning part of that webisode, as a walker, surprises her husband, I believe. She's a stepmother to his children. He shoots her square in the chest. And she goes down, and not just down and back up again. She goes down, and for what looks to be a couple of hours. Why? She's a walker. Logan Clark, the webisodes that I posted today are called Torn Apart and Cold Storage. I'm going to be posting another one called The Oath tonight. And I think that's it for the webisodes. And Hard Productions also writes, that confused me. It confused the shit out of me. It doesn't make sense. 7EV13 on Instagram writes, I saw that today. I'm so glad, 7. Bidal8474, the Walking Dead game on PS3 was truly legendary. Okay. Steven26 Uman has joined us on Instagram. 7EV13, I haven't seen Cold Storage. Evie, it's on my Instagram. I posted it today. So after this show is over, I highly recommend you watch it. Carter writes, how do you call from the UK? Carter, it's very simple. If you have Skype, just open up your Skype app, search for my name, which is Walking Dead Now. Well, that's not my name. That's that's my social media name. I'd be pretty pissed at my parents if they named me Walking Dead Now. But anyway, you search for our name called Walking Dead Now, and we should be the ones that show up, like the only ones with that name on Skype. Just add us to your favorites, and then it's a free call from anywhere in the world. It's absolutely free. You just, if you're using cellular data, it uses data. So if you're on Wi-Fi, it will use your Wi-Fi. If you're on cellular data, we'll use your cellular data. And Ismail, I just missed your phone call. I'm sorry, buddy. Can you call back if you want? Yeah, so that question, okay, that confused me and Hard Productions. How in the hell did that stepmother Walker get up? Not how did she get up? How did she go down and stay down? She was a walker. She was shot in the chest. And she was down for a couple of hours. I can't wrap my mind around that. And if anyone has an answer or a theory, please share that with me. Saz, what's your theory on that? Saz writes, I love the Webisodes. Haven't seen them in a while now, but I remember how Bicycle came about. Hard Productions on YouTube writes, maybe it temporarily paralyzed her? I don't know. I'm so confused. Okay, we got a call. Hello, you're on Dead Talk Live with Viz. What's your name? And they have Carter. I saw on the caller ID that was you that was calling. I answered the call, but you hung up. Carter, if you call again, just make sure you guys, if you're going to call, I highly recommend, if you're doing it from the same phone that you're watching this broadcast in, you turn off the broadcast. Don't leave it playing in the background. That's where you guys run into a lot of problems. Because you're trying to do a voice call, and this live broadcast is 10-second delayed, just like any other live broadcast, whether on TV or the web. So you're going to run into problems if you try to keep this app, or whatever app you're using to play the broadcast, and call me at the same time. So I would love for you guys to call. Don't worry about missing the segment while you're on the phone. This live stream is permanently archived on YouTube, and you can find it and play it back to your heart's content. So don't worry about missing the part where you're on the phone with me. I would much rather have you guys call me and miss a couple of minutes and talk to me on the phone and then come back to the broadcast. So 7EV13 writes, maybe the weight of the rug? No, that's not how they portrayed it. She went down, and I don't have a plausible answer as to why she went down. She didn't get shot in the head, and from what we've seen, even in the earlier, season 1 Walking Dead episodes, Shane demonstrated it to us in season 2 when he got all ballistic on Herschel, and he started, shooting the walkers that were escorting into the barn, and going to Herschel, look, I just shot her twice in the heart. Why is she still standing? Why is she still standing? Well, my question is, why did that stepmother Walker go down when she was shot in the chest? Saz writes, maybe as it was towards the start of the apocalypse, things took a while to reanimate. It's confusing. Yeah, but that's the thing, Saz. She was already reanimated. She was already a walker. It's not like she was alive and he shot her by mistake and she died and then it took a while to come back, because we know that. I mean, they've referred to that. In the beginning, it took up to 24 hours, according to Jensen in the CDC, for when after you die to reanimate again as a walker. It could take up to 24 hours. And now we're like 17 years into the zombie apocalypse, and we know that time has been significantly reduced. Within minutes of dying, you're going to come back. Hey, it's William, YouTube, YT. Thank you for joining us on our show here. Logan Clark, S1 walkers are different than any others. Yeah. It was the start of the apocalypse, Logan. And, Jenner from the CDC explains it to us. And the virus has mutated. Just is that we don't have any more scientists around, no more CDC, anyone to be trying to figure out what's going on. But we know that this virus that reanimates them has definitely mutated. Amori Taylor writes, this doesn't relate to the episode y'all are talking about, but I'm just saying the Walking Dead game complete series is $50, but it's worth it. I'm going to try it out, Amari. No, don't be sorry to interrupt. We're all here to talk about everything and anything, so don't be sorry. Marko writes, TS19 took 2 hours, 1 minute, and 17 seconds. Good memory. Okay, so Marko tells us that it took 2 hours, 1 minute, and 17 seconds for, I believe, Jenner's wife, which was the patient that we're watching on the big screen, from the moment of her death to reanimate. But that time has been significantly reduced. Hard Production writes, the showrunner for Season 1 said the walkers could remember stuff where they just recently died, like when a walker used a rock in Season 1 to bust a window. Yeah. The evolution of the walkers on this show has been subtle, but if you go back and watch the earlier seasons, you will really notice the difference, the walkers from back then to the walkers we have now. And what I loved about watching these webisodes is the fact that we got to see fresh walkers. All the walkers that we have now are very accurately depicted. They're decomposed, they're decrepit, they're ugly as shit. Not that there's any good looking walkers, but you get my point. Okay? So it was nice watching Torn Apart and Cold Storage and seeing all the walkers who had just recently died and seeing fresh walkers again. You know what I mean? Fresh walkers to me is a lot more scarier than seeing, a bag of bones. Speaking of which of a bag of bones, I'm sure we have Game of Thrones fans here, right? If you guys watched Game of Thrones, give me something. Give me a thumbs up or, a yes or something. We have to have Game of Thrones fans in here. Have to. Marko writes, it's like people as you age, you forget things. Title of my memoir, Decomposed and Decrement. All right, so we do have Game of Thrones fans here. Hard Productions, never seen Game of Thrones. It's amazing. Oh my God. I didn't see a single episode of Game of Thrones while it was airing. What me and my wife did is, months after the finale, the series finale, we binge watched the whole thing in about 2.5 months. I mean, we were not watching 5-6 episodes a day. We were watching 1 episode a night, sometimes 2 episodes a night. Lifting Fit Journey has never seen it. Well, you guys, if you have the time, you have to watch Game of Thrones. Summer says she watched Game of Thrones up until season 4. Why'd you stop? You need to finish it. But anyway, for those of you who have seen Game of Thrones, I actually posted this on my Instagram several months back. What would scare you guys more? White Walkers or Walking Dead walkers? And those who have not seen Game of Thrones can't answer this because you don't know what a White Walker is. Saz writes, I reacted to the finale season. I gotta see that on your channel, Saz. I gotta watch that. I personally like the finale. Amori Taylor writes normal walkers would scare her. So Amori, you have seen Game of Thrones then, right? Because to truly be able to answer that question, you gotta know what the White Walkers are in Game of Thrones. And Ismail also says Walking Dead walkers. And Ismail writes, winter is coming. Yes, the Stark motto on Game of Thrones. Okay, Amari. I agree with you guys. Absolutely, the Walking Dead walkers are much scarier. I was thinking about this last night. It's just one of the weird places my brain goes through. I'm a smoker, so when I'm outside having a smoke, You know, my mind just goes to the weirdest places. And I'm thinking about the White Walkers. And this is not really a spoiler. I don't want to spoil anything for those people who haven't watched Game of Thrones. But you know the White Walkers that are literally just bones? Just bones. Literally, they're a skeleton. How the hell are you supposed to kill them with dragon glass? Where the hell do you stab them? Amori writes, White Walkers are terrifying looking, but I'm more scared of normal ones. Yeah. You know, I'd love for somebody to answer, where do you stab a skeleton White Walker with dragon glass to put him down? Saz writes, I think the White Walkers, because they are difficult to kill, they can only die one way, with dragon glass. But Saz, how do you stab bones? You know? That's, you know, I hate that part of me where I really dissect. My son is like that. He must have taken it from me. He will watch a scene and he will think of every possible way on how it just cannot be realistic, even in the fictional world. So I know when we watch these fiction TV shows and these movies, of course we have to put reality aside. I mean, we have to enjoy them, right? But there is still that little part of, at least me, that's like, man, okay, you know, Hard Productions is like that too. Yeah, you know, the White Walkers, there are a lot of them that are just bones. Where the hell do you stab them with dragon glass to put them down? So anyway, sorry, I went really off topic there. But that's just something that I thought of last night. So I guess we don't have an answer as to why Stepmom Walker got up after she got shot in the chest. I mean, it's speculation. Although I find it very hard to believe that it was an oversight on the show's part. I've learned that on The Walking Dead, they don't make a lot of bloopers. You know, there's that season 1 blooper where Rick turns the corner on his horse in Atlanta. And if you look back in the horde of zombies, there's a walker drinking bottled water. Have you guys seen that? Yeah, in season 1, when Rick arrives in Atlanta on his horse and it's empty, and then he makes that left turn onto a street full of walkers. If you look in the back of the walker crowd, there is someone drinking bottled water. Yeah, there's a zombie drinking bottled water. Yeah, they missed that one and left it in. Hey, Toby. 7 Evie says no. LOL. Yeah, rewatch it. Or just search for it on the web. The picture is plastered all over the place. And people have highlighted it. It's hysterical. It's not hard to miss once you know where to look. The guy's back there. I mean, he's chugging down bottled water. So, anyway, I guess we just don't have an answer. But like I said, this show doesn't do things by accident. I think the answer is out there. I don't know if it's just a writing thing that they were going to address. Because you got to remember, you know, Torn Apart was from season 1. Maybe it was something they were going to address in the storyline in season 2 or season 3. And it just got dropped. The webisode was already released, and it was too late. Okay? And it was just late. They decided to go a different way. Hard Production writes, Walkers could get thirsty too. We may never know. Yeah, that would be impressive. You know? They were acting like Bub, you know, from Day of the Dead. Remember Bub? If any of you guys saw the original Day of the Dead, has to be one of my favorite zombies in any of the zombie movies that I've seen out there. Marco, did you like Bub? Bub. I love Bub. I love the fact that he shot that prick. You know, the military guy that was leading the underground little militia down there. So anyway, I guess we'll never know. We'll never know why she got up after being shot in the chest. And shoot, we're at 35 minutes. Time for tonight's trivia. Who's ready? Marko writes, loved him. Okay, trivia time. I'm excited. I love trivia time. Let me bring up the contest number. Here we go. Contest information. You guys have the number right there in front of you. You have my Skype information. This contest is open worldwide. No limitations, except you can't chat in your answer. You can only call in your answer. That's pretty much the only restriction. And we're doing a little twist tonight. Okay? Hey, Elliot423 on Instagram. Waving back at you, saying hello. Elliot423. Giving you a shout out, Elliot. Elliot423 on Instagram. If you guys have nice, easy to remember and pronounce Instagram names, I love giving you guys shout outs. So Elliot423 from Instagram. Hello. All right. Tonight's trivia question. It is extremely short. Okay? And you don't get to find out the twist until we get our first caller. So here it is. Tonight's trivia question is, who is Wayne Dunlap? That's it. Who is Wayne Dunlap? First one to call and get through with the right answer wins. You get to pick your action figure. First one to answer, who is Wayne Dunlap? This is not the hardest question. It's not. We've had questions a lot harder than this one. So here we go. Ismail is calling. Hey, Ismail, how are you doing, buddy? Hello?
Hi, Viz.
Hey, don't listen to your broadcast. You got to listen to your phone.
Yeah, I turned off my phone.
Yeah, because the broadcast is 10-second delayed. So, Ismail.
So, should I give my answer?
Well, I got to set up the dramatics here. You got to let me re-ask the questions and let the drama fill the room, okay? So, Ismail, who is Wayne Dunlap?
So, Wayne Dunlap is a zombified character used by Rick and Glenn to disguise themselves as walkers.
Absolutely. Congratulations, Ismail. You have won this contest for the second time. So congratulations. And you get to find out what the twist is. But first, I'm not going to let you know the twist yet because that's going to come afterwards. You have to first pick which which action figure you want.
I think I know the twist.
Okay. You very well might. So, who is it that you are going to pick?
At first I wanted Glenn, but it's already gone.
Yeah, so, I'm sorry, I forgot to take him off.
Yeah. So I think I'm just gonna choose Shane.
Shane. That's a great choice. I like Shane. I like this action figure. I think it's...
even though I think that doesn't look like Shane, but I do want Shane I do want Shane for like the last character that you're gonna the last action figure you're gonna.
I get you.
I get you. You get me.
You're planning ahead. Everybody's congratulating you. Everybody's congratulating you, Ismail, on Instagram and on YouTube.
Yeah, the reason I wanted Glenn because I have Abraham, so it'd be cool to have like the 2-1 that were killed by Negan at the same time.
Yeah, that would be cool. Now the twist.
Yeah.
Here's the twist.
Tell me.
The twist is, well, first of all, this is for Gas Mask Riot Gear Zombie. You can get 2 today if you answer the twist. Now, you don't get to pick your second because I fear that Gas Mask Riot Gear Zombie is going to be the last guy standing, and we have to give this guy a home. I feel so bad for this action figure. So, answer this twist correctly, and we will add, on top of Shane, we will also give you Gas Mask Riot Gear Zombie. Wayne Dunlap was the walker that... Rick had to chop up for him and Glenn to spew his guts all over themselves so they can disguise themselves as they walk through the herd of walkers and in the first season to get to the trucks to get out of Atlanta. The question is, as an extra bonus, there, besides his driver's license, there was 2 other items in his wallet. Can you tell me what those 2 items in his wallet were?
It was his license and money. No money.
Well, the thing is, you just got to say one out of the 2 remaining things. And as far as the money goes, you got to give me the exact amount.
Oh no, I'm not gonna go for money then.
Well, then there is one other thing that was in his wallet that Rick very specifically mentioned. Now, don't give him the answer, guys. Don't chat it in if you guys know it. Saz, don't type it in. So, do you have a guess, Ismail, what that?
Yeah, I'm gonna go for a picture.
Okay, but a picture of what?
Well, I don't know. A picture of his family?
No, Ismail.
Damn.
No second chance.
Damn.
No, it's okay. You know what? Maybe it's just fate. Maybe Gas Mask Riot Gear Zombie is meant just to stay with me.
Yeah.
Maybe Gas Mask Riot Gear Zombie is just meant to be put on my mantle. But no, you did win Shane. Congratulations. And
can I at least know the answer?
You want to know the answer? Absolutely. It was a picture. It was a picture of a pretty girl, and her name was Rachel.
His daughter.
No, her name was Rachel. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a picture of a pretty girl whose name was Rachel.
He had $28, right?
$28. Yeah, $28. You just looked up the answer, didn't you?
Yeah.
So anyway, Ismail, congratulations. You won Shane.
Thank you.
And I'm going to package that up with the other action figure you won. You were our first winner when we started this contest.
Yeah, I was the first winner, yeah.
So I'm actually glad I haven't shipped yours out yet, because now I can put them both in together.
Yeah.
All right, Ismail. Take care, buddy. Okay?
All right.
All right. See ya. So there you guys go. Wow. I was actually kind of surprised. I thought Ismail was going to get that bonus. I really, really thought he was going to get that bonus. Hard Productions writes, I love all the action figures. Logan, ID and a note. Note to a lady named Rachel. It was a picture of a girl named Rachel. Saz writes, I'm keeping quiet. And $28. $28, yes. You're welcome, Ismail. You're welcome. Yeah. Me and Marko thought of that twist. And me and him, after the show last night, talked about him. Like, wouldn't it be great if we just asked that question and added that as a bonus to whoever called in with the right answer? I just think it's fate that Gas Mask Riot Gear Zombie is just not going to go anywhere. You know, he's destined to stay with me. So anyway, guys, let's continue with our conversation here. Okay, let's continue. The phone lines are still open. If any you guys want to call just to chat with me or with a question of your own, please do so. The number is right there on your screens, on top of your screens. Ismail writes, I'm more afraid for Bungee Walker. No, Bungee Walker's going to go. He's going to go. I think Hard Productions is going to take Bungee Walker. I mean, I don't know, depending what the choices are at the time. But Hard Productions, I think you're going to be the one who's going to pick Bungee Walker. Saz also writes, something that always confused me. When Glenn and Rick covered themselves in Walker guts, they were okay. Negan and Gabriel covered themselves in Walker guts. Negan was quiet, but Gabriel got ill. That's true. Hard Production writes, probably. And also, you know, Saz, that's just another interesting point that you bring up. You know, in the evolution of this show, and this is also on Fear the Walking Dead, Nick is like the one that invented it. He did it before Rick and Glenn did it. If you match the two timelines together of just covering himself in Walker blood. But does it make sense to you that for the Whisperers, all they have to do is just put on a mask? All they have to do is just put in a mask. They don't have to cover themselves in, you know, blood, guts, decaying flesh, nothing. All the whisperers have to do is just put on a face mask of a walker, and they are completely camouflaged. Completely camouflaged. Hard Productions writes, what about all the times people got walker blood in their mouth, like Rick season 516? Exactly. Yeah, well, obviously we know, the amount of times of walker kills that we've seen on this show. It doesn't matter if you get it in your mouth. That's not a way you're going to get infected. Why didn't they get sick? Absolutely. Okay, we have another caller. Hello, you're on Dead Talk Live with Viz. What's your name?
Hey, Viz, it's Summer.
Hey, Summer from the Midwest. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I'm glad you called. I missed your Midwestern accent.
That's funny. But I just wanted to say, I heard you say,
By the way, when you said I sounded like Robert from Everyone Loves Raymond, I took that as a compliment because I believe the actor's name is Brad Gates or something like that. You know that he's done 96 voiceovers for animation movies?
Really?
96 characters. He's played 96 different characters in movies, TV shows for animation. So I don't know if you meant it as a compliment or not, but I took it as a compliment.
I did.
Good.
I did.
Good. So what's on your mind, Summer?
Well, I heard you talk about Nick on the Fear of the Walking Dead, and yesterday I took your advice and I actually watched the pilot of Fear of the Walking Dead, and I really enjoyed it.
Oh, it's great. Now,
well, I took my husband's advice.
I'm glad you watched it.
Yes, and
go on.
I did. I watched it, and I really enjoyed it.
I'm glad you watched it. If you can, continue it when you have the free time. Just don't compare it to The Walking Dead. Season one is a little slow, but it gets really good in season 2.
Okay.
And season
well, I'm gonna keep it up. I'm excited.
Yeah, season 1 is only 6 episodes. It's very short.
Okay.
It's very short, so it's not like you have to sit through 16 episodes of season 1. I believe it's only 6 episodes. So watch season 1, and then you're gonna really fall in love with it once you get into season 2.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to it.
I want to hear what your thoughts are as you progress into the show. Okay.
Okay.
I
sure will.
I want you to keep us updated on what your thoughts are.
Okay, I will.
Great. Thank you so much for calling, Summer.
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay, I'm sure we're going to talk again. All right, I'll talk to you later,
Oh,
Summer.
yeah.
All right, bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
So there you go. Summer has started watching Fear the Walking Dead. That's great. I love having that kind of impact and getting somebody started on a new show. Hopefully, we piqued the interest of some people to get them to get off their butts and watch Game of Thrones. Because Game of Thrones is amazing. So, time is just running out. And I did not even get to my second burning question, okay? So we got to leave Torn Apart aside, okay? Let's go to cold storage. We have a limited amount of time left. Let's go to the cold storage one, which seems to be everyone's favorite out of the 2 webisodes that I posted in the last 24 hours. Cold storage, the big tie-in for that into The Walking Dead is the Grimes family photo albums, okay? That's great, okay? But, this is my but in this. Rick's very poignantly said in season 1 that he knew Laurie and Karl were still alive because when he went to their house, the photos off the wall and the photo albums were missing. So, if we take that to what we know and saw on cold storage, where those albums were in storage, how do we reconcile that? Now, you can say that Laurie, during the zombie apocalypse, decided to make a pit stop at the storage unit and drop off the photo albums. Yeah, I don't buy that. Does anybody else here buy that? I don't. So how did those photo albums because Rick gave us the impression that before he got shot, he didn't say this directly, but it was, sort of roundabout mentioned and, referred to that those photo albums when he got shot were in their house. So how did the photo albums end up in storage? Hard Production writes, Laurie had the photo albums at the camp outside of Atlanta. I don't remember that. I'm going to have to go back and rewatch that. Can you, Hard Production, if you can, I don't expect you to remember off the bat, but let me know which episode that is. I want to rewatch that and see that. Marko writes, remember Rick was in a coma for 5 weeks. She could have put them in storage anytime within that period. I thought of that too, Marko. But okay, put yourself in Laurie's shoes. Shane comes and tells you your husband's been shot. Okay? And in the time before the zombie apocalypse, as your husband is fighting for his life in the hospital and being shot, as a wife, is one of the things you're going to do to pass the time is take your family albums and put them in storage? That's something you do maybe years after your husband or wife passes away suddenly and traumatically. That's not something you do while they're still in the hospital fighting for their lives. So Marko, I did think of that as well. Again, that doesn't make sense to me. So that's the second question that I have. That's how Rick knew that Laurie and Karl were still alive. He knew they made it out. He noticed the pictures. The albums were missing. And in cold storage, we see the photo albums. And it is by no mistake that those photo albums are in cold storage. They are there in direct reference to what Rick said in season 1. But I don't know if the writers, producers realize that, wait, this might create some questions for people. You know what I mean? Why are they in storage? How did they get in storage? Rick was in a coma for 5 weeks, like I said. Laurie, grieving wife, is not going to put them in storage while her husband is fighting for his life. Hard Productions tell me it was episode 3. All right, Hard Production, I'm going to rewatch season 1, episode 3 to see that for myself. Lady Viz, if you're Laurie and wanting to justify sleeping with his best friend, then yeah. Marko writes closure, but he wasn't dead. And Lady Viz, Shane and her didn't, at least this is my belief, they didn't start having she thought he was dead, so it's not technically an affair. But Shane and Laurie did not start sleeping together until after they left, after Shane rescued them, and she was told that Rick was dead by Shane. Hey, Sand Jr. on Instagram. Sandar Jones 31. Hello. Thank you for joining us on Instagram. So, Lady Viz, I don't know. I don't think it was mentioned. Yeah, Shane always loved her, but it was never referred to, never mentioned. We did have that one flashback episode, and I totally forget what season it is. Obviously, it's in one of the first 3 seasons, where Laurie, there's a flashback, pre-apocalypse, pre-Rick getting shot, where Laurie is sitting on a park bench while Karl is playing in the park. Oh, I know what it is. That's the moment she finds out. That's when Shane drives up to tell her that Rick got shot. That's when we saw that in a flashback. That's the part, that flashback, we got to see Shane tell Laurie that Rick was shot. And there was no indication there that Shane and Laurie were having an affair before Rick got shot. There's no indication, no reference that Shane and Laurie were sleeping together before Shane told her that Rick was dead. None. 0. So, yeah, Marko, Shane has always loved her. Shane has always been envious of Rick. He's been always envious of what Rick had. He was envious of his family. He wanted Laurie. He wanted Karl. Oh my God, did he want Karl to be his son? Hard Production writes, that was a flashback in Season 2, Episode 2. Thank you, Hard Productions. So if you guys want to rewatch that scene, Hard Productions on YouTube just told us it's in Season 2, Episode 2. It's a flashback, and they show us exactly when Shane tells Laurie that Rick has been shot and he's in the hospital. Luis Carlos, good night, my friend. Good night, buddy. Thank you for joining us, Luis. We hope to see you again tomorrow night. We're on every night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So, yeah, Hard Production writes Season 2 was one of my favorites. And you know what? A lot of people, and I remember this, you know, if you would go on Twitter during Season 2 when it was airing live, people were bitching and moaning that, oh my God, that farm, this is so boring. It's so boring. Oh my God, this show is nosedived. And this is Season 2. Okay? This is before the show had reached 30 to 40 million viewers per week. And everybody was bitching on how boring Season 2 was. Well, let me tell you, in that Season 2 mid-season finale, yeah, they shook it up. They shook it up with Walker Sophia coming out of that barn. To this day, one of my favorite scenes of all time. The finale of Season 2, amazing, writes Marko. Luis, thumbs up, back at you there, buddy. Ismail writes, yeah, I forgot me to tell you my point from yesterday that CGI of the deer from Season 6, I could do better than that. Yeah. So we're just really running out of time, guys. But Logan Clark writes, in the first half, yeah, Season 2 was slow. It was slow, but it was, as this show has shown us time and time again, during what we consider the slow moments, we need those slow moments to explain the really big moments, okay? They don't like to just throw the big moments on our laps and just dump them on us with little explanation. That would be the hallmark of a crappy show. That would be the hallmark of crappy writing, directing, producing, the whole bit. So they really take their time and just leading us by the nose with these slow episodes, and we know it's going to lead to something big. Anyway, guys, I am out of time. Again, this hour just flies by every night. Think about my 2 questions overnight. I want to hear your guys' thoughts tomorrow. If any of you guys come up with any plausible theories about the photo album and about the stepmom Walker being shot in the chest and going down for a couple of hours before she gets back up again. I want to thank you guys. I want to thank Hard Productions. Saz, thank you so much for joining me. Logan, everybody on YouTube, all my loyal, great followers on Instagram. I want to thank Marko for being a great producer and providing us with all this great content. I love you guys. You guys make this show amazing. Our numbers are growing exponentially every night. I invite you to go check out our Dead Talk Live website. It's deadtalklive.com. If you know of people that might be interested in this show, just point them to that website. If they want to find out what it's about. Summer, thank you for calling in. Thank you for watching, Summer, on Twitter. And until I see you guys tomorrow night, same time at 9:30, stay walking.